Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Bros Park. Today we have SANDA, episode 3. As always, I will be one of your hosts, Colin, and I'm always joined by...
You're truly Jeff. How's it going? How's everybody going? Dude, I'm still loving SANDA, man. This show is like really fucking unique.
I have been really enjoying it. I'm glad that we picked it up for this season.
Yeah. Science Star is doing a really good job with it too. I think it's the adaptation too.
Oh, okay, yeah. We didn't check out any of these source materials, so who knows? It could be different, it could be the exact same, but whatever it is, it's good, and I can't wait for the next episodes to come along.
Yeah, for this episode, we learned that Santa Claus has a new ability.
Yeah, the specifics of naughty kids don't make the list has now turned into I can tell when they're lying.
Yeah, naughty kids have been transitioned to liars now, which is like, I love how like they take such a like unique twist on like the Santa Claus lore and his powers per se. So like I forgot what the girl's name was. What he picked out her hair. He's like, oh, you got something in your hair, and she's like, oh, you're so sweet. Something drops next to him.
Yep. And then the next time he noticed that all these things have been dropping near him, and to test the ability, what his buddy, the roommate, what's his name? Amaya is saying that he's 170 centimeters tall, and right behind him a vase falls on the ground and breaks, and he's like, oh, well, it's probably because you're lying, because I'm actually 168 centimeters tall. And from there he goes on this like whole logical deductive reasoning as to, okay, well, you need to know when a kid's naughty, so when Santa Claus would enter through the window and then he would sense that the kid's naughty and something would fall, it would wake the kid up, and I was like, dude, fuck?
These guys are super genius. They cracked the code like immediately.
Yeah, dude, that is insane. I was like, I would have never come up with that.
So then Fuyumura is like, oh, this is like perfect. We can actually tell, we have like a human lie detector, so we can actually like use this to investigate, right? So like Sanda's like just walking away, and then he stumbles upon Headmaster Oshibu, right? And he sees Fuyumura, Amaya, and Sanda. I'm like, when you think about last episode, like they were they were pretty obvious, like, yo, they're kind of sketchy, right? So then he's like, yo, I gotta talk to you, Fuyumura, like in an unofficial capacity. So like it's so, I was wondering how they're gonna play it, because it's so like, they're so suspectful, like
like they are the obvious homies with Santa Claus,
and also this kid's name is Sanda.
Yes, and of course the headmaster tries to pull her away, and she just hits us with like, Sanda, I've always liked you ever since the moment we met. Ever since I laid eyes on you, I liked you so much. And it was a big enough lie to blow up every single fluorescent light on the floor.
yeah, and so that gives them the getaway plan right there. So they just book it, right? And then like I guess the headmaster's like, oh well, that sucks, but like, since we're in school, plenty of opportunities to like see them, right?
Crazy,
like, dude,
by the way.
I'm like, dude, just call, like, yeah, crazy, but I'm like, you're the principal, right? Just like, hey, come to my office.
Yeah.
Hey,
just
attention,
tell the teachers. Say, hey, can you send Sanda and literally his 2 cohorts to fucking my office right now? What are we doing?
Maybe it's still something to do with like, children are still like highly valued, so like you can't do much to them. I don't know. Maybe. Well, I'm sure like, because how tightly knit this story is, I'm sure we're gonna find a reason why like he doesn't just like, boom, bam, class inspection right now, put on red.
Well, I'm sure he doesn't know the red thing. Maybe who really knows?
Maybe. But anyways, so they Fuyumura and Sana basically, since they're like class representatives, they like make a speech in front of class saying that we're gonna investigate Ono's like disappearance and everything. And everyone's like, what? We're doing this again? Wait, you suspect us? Yo, I gotta go pee, right? And then like out of nowhere in the end, you just hear like, Ono's dead though. And then you just see like books drop right next to Fuyumura, and like, she's like, who said that? who the fuck said that?
Yeah, and then unfortunately, before they find the culprit, Sanda passes out, basically starts foaming at the mouth. Like he passes out, and when he wakes up, obviously him and his two buddies are there talking about the overload of paranoia from, I guess, like reading people's lies and stuff like that, like just overloaded him to the point of passing out.
I guess, like, you know, if you always have the power to detect through lies, it might like just play on your like ethics, or I don't know, like you're always gonna be on edge, right?
Mm-hmm. Anything anyone says, you're waiting for a vase to break or the cup and books to fall, whatever.
So he's like, I don't know, like, dude, I don't know, like, it sucks that I know when everyone's gonna lie, right? And then Fuyumura like kind of like proves to him, like through goddamn like physical torture on her end, that like, hey, like, I will never lie to you, or when I do, like, it's something that like I will have to do, right?
Yeah, like, unless I'm willing to go through this amount of pain. And she absolutely just like such a grotesque scene, which was so stark in comparison to everything else, but she just breaks these vases on the ground from a lie to Sanda and starts pummeling them with her fist.
Yeah.
And the close-ups of the glass sticking out of her like knuckles and fingers and the blood and everything, oh dude, I was like, that's a rough scene, honestly.
I was like, yo, you don't have to go this far, but like we still see how unhinged Fuyumura is when it comes to like finding Ono. Mm-hmm. So like it's nice. And then like at the end, she like kind of punches Santa and he turns into the old Santa Claus. Mm-hmm. and she's like, wait, this kind of hurts.
Oh, wait, this actually hurts real bad.
So they get her hand wrapped up, like it like takes like 4 hours at the end. Mm-hmm. And then like, yeah, okay, after that, let's go clean up glass, right? So the weird thing is, I this was a weird twist. Mm-hmm. Fuyumura opens the door and there's Ono just standing there.
Yeah, and I thought it was going to be one of the classics. We see it's Ono and we look away and then we look back and it's somebody else that like we thought was her, but no, it's legit Ono. And they obviously clamor and they're like, Ono, where have you been? Like, what are you doing here? And she just dips. Doesn't say a fucking word. Just leaves.
Yeah, and like Sanda even like puts on red to chase after her and like she's gone. Like he couldn't catch her. So like initially I thought like, yeah, it was a ghost. They were seeing things, or this was like the headmaster's ploy to, you know, capture them or something, right?
Yep.
But turns out it's just straight up it was Ono, right?
Yeah.
From what we've been told, it's just straight up Ono. Mm-hmm. Like Fuyumura is like fucking like flabbergasted. She hasn't even spoken.
No.
After like, you know, I don't know how much time has passed. They're just having drinks and they're just trying to chit chat and everything. But she's just not speaking, and even Sanda's like, this is like, it's kind of weird. And then she just starts laughing.
Yeah.
So like, the good thing is Sanda was like, oh, she's not like, you know, she's not like stricken with like grief or regret. She's actually just so happy that like you see that Ono's alive that like she starts laughing, right?
Yeah, she can't process it, and you know what? It takes that long, and she's so happy. And this is the first time we've kind of seen Fuyumura like laughing and having a good time, and not this crazy, insane human being.
Yeah. One thing I noted when she was like you know, just laughing is that like, oh, that's like typical Ono. She's such an oddball. I'm like, so this is like normal for her to just run? Like, I guess like she's just a really weird person, right?
Yeah, well, even when they were questioning, quote unquote, the class, everybody was like, yeah, she was weird, wasn't she? Like, she was just fucking weird. Was anybody actually even close to her? Like, and I thought Fuyumura was gonna have an outburst, but obviously it went into that whole like, Ono's dead, isn't it? But yeah, regardless, the next day we kind of have not forgotten about the Ono situation. We haven't forgotten about the headmaster, but now the headmaster has thrown us for a new curveball, which I guess might be the whole, I'll get them out sooner or later, I don't need to worry about them, which is we're hosting a school funeral for Ono because her family didn't do it, right?
Yeah, and everybody's got to wear red.
That's their formal attire for funerals in this world.
Yeah,
Yes.
because he's like back in the day, you know, when a young child like, you know, passed away, it's like a festive thing, right? That's how they used. I guess so.
Well,
kind of weird.
No, vice versa. He was saying that back in the day they would wear black because it was mourning, but now the children should be celebrated in their death, so now they wear red and make it bright and a festival and food and music and all these things. I was like, is that still not crazy? Like, what?
It's still weird. And then I remember like he's like, oh yeah, like you kids in the band class are dressed in nines, right? And like, dude, the kid who spoke, dude, he sounded like an old guy.
Yeah,
Did you clock that?
Yeah, I thought it like maybe he's the teacher of the band class or something.
I went back and said, yeah, you kids in the band class, you know, you're looking good. He's like, hey, thanks, man.
Yeah, that's I don't know, but you know what? They have their festival and they go through, and obviously the three group, Sanda, Fumura, and Aima, are trying to crash it because obviously something's up, right? Like,
the Sanda's doing a recon, and then we see Fumura like, hey, I'm actually just gonna blow this place up. She's like, thank God, like, you know, miners don't get charged for anything. I can just create bombs. I love this era.
Yeah, and fucking while they're in the setup process, we finally get the kind of like second or third glimpse of this anti-Saint Nicholas squad, and they all have dried holly tattoos on their forearms, which was sick, by the way.
Yeah, it looks fucking cool. And it looks fucking cool.
They're meant to be working the event from the headmaster's point of view, but they're also there because the headmaster has said there's no way Santa isn't connected to Ono's death, because only after that Santa has appeared frequently in this school, so obviously we're gonna catch Santa right here.
So that kind of like makes me speculate that like the headmaster isn't behind Ono's disappearance, because he thinks that like Santa is connected to Ono, whereas the kids is also trying to find everything. So there might be like some like another like third party responsible for Ono's disappearance. Yeah. So it's like it's still like this like murder mystery sort of thing, which I really like. And like with the anti Santa Claus squad, he even like mentions like, hey, Yagi-Yuga, why are you standing in the back, man? Like, because like apparently this guy is like the greatest weapon against Santa, because he like hurt Santa like 20 years ago, and he spent like 50 years hunting him. And the guy's like, yeah, I just don't like people standing behind me. And then you just see him just like reminisce about his time in school. I was like, damn, I'm like close to elderly, like I'm close to being useless. This reminds me of when I was a kid. So he's like kicking a ball, and then he kind of like overhears Amaya, Fumura, and Sanda's like conversation. He comes in like mid sentence, so he thinks that like Santa is like confessing to Fumura. He's like, oh come on, ganbatte.
Yeah, he's talking about how the real miracle is Fumura's smile from the night before and all these things, and he's like, oh, you picked a tough nut to crack with your love, go for it, I believe in you. And he gets through the entire thing, and halfway through, Santa's talking about like the Santa Claus curse and like I'm a descendant of Santa Claus, and I was like, you're not stepping in there. He just like let it run.
Dude, I thought this character was just an idiot and just loves like the teen romance stuff, that like he just like phase out the Santa stuff. I was like, this guy's fucking hilarious. But then like in the end, Santa's like, I think I was born like as a descendant of Santa Claus to see you smile, Fumura. I was like, oh, that's pretty cute. And like even the guy's like, oh, and then next thing you just see Santa get shot.
Well, Fumura was gonna confess something to him. He was like, Santa, I need to tell you this. Bam, shot through the shoulder, the arm, something like that.
I think the arm or something.
And then this guy, I forget his name, but Yagi-Yuga is just standing there, and he's like, oh, that was so sweet. In my tender old age, these like teen romances are so much more like beautiful. But I can't unheard what I heard. I gotta kill you. I was like,
this job's a bitch.
Fuck, dude?
At least this guy's like super competent, but he's freaking weird too.
Yeah, I enjoy his character so far.
Dude, all the characters are so fun. I love this. I love the show.
Yeah, it's going really good, and we're still in this murder mystery, and now Ono's actually shown up, so it's throwing us for an even bigger loop now. But
yeah, we'll see what happens like next week, dude.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but you know what? That's episode 3 of Sanda. If you watched it and you have some thoughts, let us know down below in the comments. Hit that like button, hit that sub button, check out all the other series we're recapping in the podcast that comes out weekly. But until next time, thank you all for tuning in, and we will catch you later. Peace.
Peace, guys.